What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our number 2. Got JJ in the building. JJ, how are we doing?
Oh, we're doing all right. Even though it's 2 days.
Yeah, it's okay. Long season. I think this slate is it's got some potential. I think there's a lot of fine looks right now for sure. But especially I think that there's like a lot of opportunity for late ads. Because if you look at the board, dude, it's like, okay, I need to fix this overlay. Probably should have done that to start, huh? Okay. If you look at the board, though, dude, it's like straight, like back-to-backs, straight injury news. Like, obviously, there's this early game, which should be fun. Got Wemby in Paris. Dude's gonna go stupid. Hint, may or may not have a lay with Wemby to score 35 points. But, yeah, so that should be a fun game. But then this Portland-Orlando game, I mean, there's like a ton of, like, Simon's questionable, Ayton questionable, Kamara questionable, a ton of weird shit going on. You got the Magic side of things. Franz, I think, is probably going to play.
Yeah.
Toronto and Atlanta, I think, is a pretty clean injury slate, which is good. Maybe we could do a little deep dive into that. Miami, Milwaukee, I believe, is pretty good as well. There are some questions with like the Heat starting lineup and all that. Like, is Ware and Bam still going to play together? A ton of variables there, I guess. Mavericks, OKC, 2 teams on a back-to-back. Mavericks, I'd be shocked if Kyrie plays, right? Dealing with that bulging disc in the back, coming off of like a 40-minute game. Didn't play a back-to-back pretty recently. And, yeah, even OKC is like randomly rested Shea J-Dub. Is something I've noticed recently. So who knows if they're playing a Mavericks team without Kyrie. Sorry, I'm getting my webcam plugged in. But a Mavericks team without Kyrie and Luka, which is like very likely going to happen, is like a prime you can rest your guys spot. And Lively. Like Lively's probably their next best player after them. So that team is completely decimated. I wouldn't be shocked to see some crazy resting news from both those games or both those teams in that same game. What else? Let's see. Sacramento at Denver. We got a back-to-back with the Kings. I would expect everything to be pretty normal over there. Kings don't really seem to rest guys a ton. Lakers and Celtics. You got the Celtics coming off of a back-to-back overtime game where Jalen, Jason, and D. White played. Let's see. Warriors. Obviously, Warriors are on a back-to-back. Curry. Is he going to play? Who fucking knows? Kobe White and Io are both questionable, which obviously changes a lot for like the guard rotation in minutes. And yeah, Wizards and Clippers. I mean, it's Wizards and Clippers, so not much to say about that. But they're on a back-to-back too, but they rested everyone, so they should be pretty normal. So yeah, just a lot of shit going on. Got some comments going. Ethan said, yo. Tommaso said, good morning. Good morning, Tommaso. Sweet. You're getting the questions going already. So yeah, Tommaso, we'll get to those questions soon for sure. Shoto, hello. Hope you're all as well. Let's see. Okay, should we quick recap? I know it's tough to recap after shitty days, but
it's only tough for people that want to hide their losses.
Yeah,
I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I could start off. Miles Bridges was over 8.5 or 18.5 points. That game was just like a blowout from the start, and then I think he started off 1 of 5 in the first quarter. He's always been like an inefficient player, but he hasn't been playing bad as of late. So I think we just caught him on an off night. I think he finished like 4 of 13 or somewhere around there. Let me check real quick. But yeah, he didn't come back into the game until like late in the fourth when the game started to get a little bit closer, and then he only played like a few minutes.
That was a weird game. Hornets were down like 30 at some point.
Yeah, they eventually pulled everybody out, put the bench players in. and then they took him out and then put the starters back in, and then they put the bench players back in. It was weird.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they wanted to know if they wanted to give up or not or what.
Mm-hmm.
So she shot 5 of 14, 2 of 8 from 3, finished at 17 points.
Oh, that should have been a winner, dude.
Yeah, it was. I think he would have got definitely a few more minutes if it was a little bit closer going into the fourth. Like I say, even if it was like 15 to 20 point lead for Memphis, I think like a lot of the starters would have stayed in the game in that fourth quarter for the usual rotation.
Yeah. Well, and also just normal shot variance, right? Like he didn't shoot the ball well. Ended at 7. Ended a bucket short. Like what you said, 5 for 14. Goes 6 for 14.
Yeah, like I predicted the floor of 14 field goal attempts. I said 14 to 18. He's done well within that range, and he just didn't shoot well.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, just like bad shooting, bad game script, and still falls a bucket only short. I think that's kind of like most things went wrong and didn't get home. When that will happen sometimes.
Yeah,
So
and then that
I still
same
think that
game
was
script hurt Zach Edey there, especially when he got his fourth foul in the third quarter.
JJ. I don't even want to fucking talk about this shit, dude. I've actually genuinely never been so mad. Like, dude, Zach Edey, bro. Like, I'm about to crash out. Dude, Zach Edey had 14 PRA in the first half. 14 PRA in the first. Look at the line, bro. Do you see the line right here? Oh, dude, my hair looks like shit. Okay.
Yep.
14 PRA in the first half. You see the line? 14 and a half. Dude, they were up like 30. And that's like a good game script for Edey. Like, Edey plays a little bit of garbage time stuff. Like he's not gonna he's not John Morant. He's a rookie who's like adapting to the NBA game. Like, bro. So he has 2 fouls. He plays like 4 minutes in the third quarter, picks up 2 fouls. I don't even know what's the point of pulling him when they're up like 30. Like, just like let him finish his stint. If he gets 5 fouls, like you don't trust him to close anyways. So yeah. I mean, dude. So they pull him, and then he gets back in the fourth quarter, bro. Low-key, the Hornets kind of start cooking. He plays like 4 more minutes without a PRA. Like, dude, he had like a one where like he was just like running after an offensive rebound, like slow as hell. And like he didn't get it. Oh my gosh. So yeah, guys, he had 14 PRA in the first half. I thought like everything was gonna hit because I had like alts with him too. Like I had 10 and 7. Bro, he had 7 and 6 at halftime. I'm like, this is free. This is air. And I couldn't even get home with the 14 and a half. So, dude, Mark Williams honestly was cooking the shit out of him. Like, he didn't deserve to be on that court, especially in the second half. Yeah. But, man, like, bro.
That standing reach from Mark Williams is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's a really good player. Hornets got someone with him, that's for sure. I'm just like looking at Zach Edey. I'm seeing the forward Zach, forward Edey, and getting triggered. But anyways, on to today, right? Can only harp on the past for so long, and then you gotta bounce back and get your mojo back. Okay, well, we actually were really close to a 4-0 day on straight betting though, which is good. Liam kind of carried because he put me on with I rode his coattails on the Allen play, and then he won the Kyrie play. So good shit, Liam. Way to save us today.
Someone got to carry, right?
Someone's got to carry. Someone's got to pick us up when we're down. Okay. Sweet. So I got 4 plays for today. 2 of them were one I tailed. I always like tail one of Liam's because I like his plays. And like when I'm just like sitting there, just woke up, kind of like what you do, JJ. It's just like easy tail. You're like, oh yeah, I do like that. So this one's actually not a tail. So I guess we have 2 separate plays, but it kind of is a tail. Kristaps. So Liam was on Kristaps over 16.5 points. I did over 26.5 PRA. I think it's a really good spot. First of all, so the Clippers and the Celtics played last night. Of course, KP didn't play. The Clippers like completely threw the game, right? They're like, okay, we're sitting like the top like 8 in our rotation basically. But that game went to overtime, and that team, I watched that game because I live bet Jason Tatum over 4.5 rebounds when he had 0 with like 3 minutes left in the first half. I'm like, dude, he's gonna get 5, right? So I watched that game, was sweating out JT's to get 5 rebounds, and then yeah, dude, I just from what I was watching, dude, that Clippers team was playing super physical, and like that was like a pretty taxing game for for JB, JT, D White, all the guys who played. So I think just that actually gives Kristaps a nice little edge here, given like that it was a back-to-back, and this line kind of did move a shit ton. So Fliff, Bovada, ESPN Bet, Pinnacle, I guess Bet 365, you could use a little juice reducer there. But yeah, 27.5 I'm cool with too. And I'm sure Caesars will end up there, and same with 365. So yeah, Kristaps basically. Let's go. So he's gotten hurt in a couple games. Was there? Yeah. So this is removing all the non. This is just Kristaps without getting hurt. Over in 14 out of 17 games. And then he played like some really shitty minutes. So they've been blowing teams out left and right, like, or not left and right, but I guess the last 2 games Kristaps played in, they've blown out teams. Only 23 and 22 minutes. However, in a competitive game, he played 35. In another competitive game, he played 34. In a game that they ended up getting blown out, but like 29. So you know what? I really don't like. I think this is a really bad spot for Boston, and they are 5-point favorites against the Lakers. But I do think that this game is close. So I'm gonna project him out for 31 minutes, and I already did the math on this. But per 31 minutes, he's averaging 30.3 PRA, and I think 31 is like a fine projection, right? Because he'll probably actually be around like 33, 34 if the game is like hyper competitive. So I think I'm being conservative there. And yeah, just I think it's like a really good spot with just how the game went last game. And if we even go just like 24 plus minutes, right? 24 plus, then it's 12 out of 14 over hit rate. And yeah, I just think that this is more so a spot play and a minute projection play and a hit rate play rather than a matchup play. But JJ, do you have any take on Kristaps?
I'm probably gonna take points plus rebounds here. I need my get back with Porzingis.
You got to get that get back. Yeah. Do you agree that this line just like it's suppressed due to recent blowouts or just like low in general?
I think it's suppressed due to blowouts and like low minutes, but I don't think it's adjusted for probably what he's gonna see today. Granted, it stays decently close.
Yeah.
Within a 15-point range, I think he should be all right.
Yeah, but I like I said, dude, like you wouldn't think like a Celtics Laker game would be a 5-point spread, but like it truly is like a bad spot for Boston to just steamroll the Lakers, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like they were those Clippers, man. I'm always like a little bit intrigued by like those young teams when they just like come out and play hard as hell and like compete. And that Clippers team was kind of a fun watch, except for they were just playing hard, man, and playing good defense and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm glad they sent it to overtime because I think that overtime stuff is a big edge too. Dudes might be gassed.
Definitely. So you could lock me in at for Porzingis points and rebounds for official play.
Bro, our record is gonna look so bad if Kristaps doesn't like have a good game because now we have. I'll edit this. Slide over.
Don't fuck it up, Porzingis.
Because me and you are just taking like different variations of what Liam took.
Yeah.
So we have to track them as 3 separate plays. What was the odds on that one, JJ?
Let me see. I think it just moved. Look at that FanDuel real quick. Uh, 25.5 minus 115 on FanDuel.
Okay. Dude, would you rather? Do you think? Oh, what the heck is going on? I was gonna say, dude, I feel like the points is pretty much all the way at. Oh, okay, I got signed out. That's why. So the points, I think the points is all the way at what's it called? At 17.5 for Kristaps at most places. Do you think that instead of PR, yeah, it's at 7. Do you think that PA would be better than PR at 18.5 minus 121? So just like 1 assist, or no?
I just know usually he's been. I mean, like the dominant centers have been able to rebound on the Lakers.
Yeah.
From what I remember.
Let's see PR. Okay, so you're going with what was odds minus 115 at FanDuel at 25.5.
At 115.
Okay, and then you said but the line was 25.5.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Okay. Yep, Kristaps. I'm ready for like that underdog Kristaps head to the locker room tweet after like 80 like puts him under the hoop.
Exactly.
And straight betting's gonna be like in the shitter and like no one's gonna tune in after we're like down like 100 units.
Yeah. Like they haven't played any like dominant like centers as of late.
Yeah, no. And JT might be on LeBron too, which if they're actually making him play some point of attack defense, he might, not be rebounding as much.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. This one's like this one's super square, but D'Lo, my guy D'Lo, he mentioned this one in the chat, and I looked at it. I'm like, dude, this line is terrible. So Scotty Barnes over 6.5 assists with RJ Barrett, without Emmanuel quickly. I mean, dude, he just went over against the Magic and the Celtics, and even the Bucks have been like a pretty good defense. But he went over in some like pretty bad matchups, like overall. And then there's an injury game in there. I keep on forgetting about that. There's a game where he got hurt and he played 23 minutes, 24 plus minutes, filled that one out, over in 14 out of 17 games. He's averaging 8.2 assists. And then this is super square too. Last 15 games, just overall, most assists allowed, the Hawks. Last 10 games overall, most assists allowed, the Hawks. I mean, what am I missing here?
I mean, I can tell you, it's just a simple process of RJ in, quickly out.
Mm-hmm.
That's just been the thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is just like the Hawks are a terrible defense. They allow a ton of assists and 14 out of 17 hit rate. I mean, sometimes you don't got to overthink stuff and like use all these analytics and shit. Just like, I don't know. I'm just.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to keep it simple.
Yep. If it loses, it loses. I think that it's a pretty good bet, though. I think that this is like if you're playing against the Hawks and it's like with Barrett, without quickly, I mean, shit, even 7.5 would be an all right bet, right? I mean, over 11, 17, averaging 8.2, and then like you maybe even have to put this at 8.5 to be a fair line. So obviously 6.5. Yeah, I mean, maybe it should be more than one unit play. Like I said, I just really have not been doing that for whatever reason, but square reasoning on Barnes for sure, guys. But like, I mean, like what the hell am I missing?
Yeah. So per 36 with quickly off RJ on the court, Barnes is averaging 8.37 assists per 36 minutes.
Okay. Sweet. And I think he's usually playing around that too. Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. He's always flirting around 30, like 34 to 38, it seems like.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Next bet. This is a 2-legger. I wanted to get the juice down a little bit. I went with Miles Turner over 1.5 threes and then Wemby to have 20 plus points. So getting the Wemby leg out of the way. This dude, Ozbets, this dude Liam, bro. I mean, he's just like so convinced that like Wemby, when he tries, like he doesn't like. He's so convinced that like Wemby, when it's like a big game, is just gonna go ultra try hard. Obviously, guys, they're playing in Paris,
in Paris, yep,
from France, so it's gonna be like pretty much like a massive home game, and everyone's just gonna be wearing Wemby jerseys and shit. So Liam's 100% convinced that Wemby's just gonna chuck everything up and like be ultra engaged and attack the rim like way more, and not settle for threes a ton. And he kind of sold me on it, right? And it's also like Wemby to score 20 plus points. Like, dude, I'm very convinced that they're gonna let him play here. So I mean, like 30 minutes like minimum, and that's like minimum. I'd probably like project him out to play like 35, 36 here. But yeah, kind of started off slow, and if he does play like 32, 30, like 32 plus, I mean 20 out of 26. This is just like a really good spot, I think. So, if the Wemby leg loses, he let the whole country of France down. So,
don't let you cut you down.
They let the whole country down, not just straight betting and me, but yeah. So Wemby 20 plus points it's a juice reducer. I think it was like a minus 650 leg or something. So kind of a lot, but and then we go to threes. So the main leg, Miles Turner, dude. I just like don't want to lay juice on a 3-point prop. Like there's a minus 135 at DraftKings. Then it's like minus 145, like flirting around like the minus 150 range. I know FanDuel has a 2+ for minus 145 as well. So yeah, obviously just straight up Miles Turner over in 23 out of 40 games. If you go down here, Spurs allow the third most above the break threes and the sixth most points per game to the pick and roll man. Obviously, that like correlates very well with like Wemby playing drop. This is just like stuff right? Like the stats will show you this, and like the eye test will too. Wemby will play drop. Obviously, you want him positioned near the rim. He wants to position himself near the rim. So bigs are going to be picking and popping if they can shoot a ton on Wemby. And so the pick and pop game should be like wide the hell open. Another thing is, I think maybe like if Miles Turner's not in a pick and roll, he might just be like chilling around the perimeter too. So you can pull Wemby out, right? You just don't, because I do think Wemby's going to be like on the court a ton here in this spot. Like I really do think he's going to play like 36 minutes or so. So I think that basically all of Turner's minutes will be with like Wemby on the court, and or like a good majority of them at least will be with like Wemby on the court. Obviously, they're both going to start and stuff. So yeah, just see Miles Turner being used more as a floor spacer, and when he does do the pick and roll, the pick and pop threes are going to be there all game. There was one game last year, if we go to the head-to-head. So this game was when Zach Collins was still starting at center. So Wemby he only played 21 minutes as a massive blowout. Wemby wasn't playing center. This game was with Wemby playing center, and Miles Turner got up 9 threes in 30 minutes, shot 4 for 9. So that's like encouraging, obviously, like for a 1.5 line. And yeah, just kind of makes sense with how the Spurs defend, with how Wemby plays drop, with Turner. He's a pretty good shooter. So yeah, I like this 2-leg, and needed some action on the early game. Obviously.
Yeah, something fun. But yeah, anytime you see drop coverage, you got to pick and pop center. Most likely just take their 1.5 threes.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of always how I look at it.
I guess we could go to where do the Bucks rank against the pick and roll man? I just want to quick check something. Maybe I probably should have used this filter, right? Defensive play type, the Bucks 22nd. Okay, so let's like bottom half of the league against pick and roll man. Oh, okay, this is a great filter. I don't know why I didn't use it. Bottom half of the league against a pick and roll man, you see Miles Turner's over in 14 out of 21 games. I mean, that's pretty significant, right? Pistons, Duran sometimes plays drop a lot of times, and then he's also not very mobile. Philly, I guess, does a lot to the pick and roll man. I wonder if Drummond or Yabu was playing in that game. I think Drummond did play in that game, so that makes sense. Suns play drop, makes sense.
And typically, when he gets a good matchup like this, when they'll give him a lot of pick and pop, he's probably gonna get 4+ attempts here.
Yeah,
for sure. I think most of those he's gotten 4+ attempts against the bottom half of the PNR man defenses.
Let's see. So with 4+ attempts, 23 out of 30 hit rate. Yeah, I think this could be an interesting ladder spot too. I mean, it's always interesting when like a big has like a good matchup to hit threes. Like you randomly see those like 3 and 4 3-pointer games. Obviously, he had 4 against Wemby last year when he played center. So yeah, dude, a little alt line of like Wemby to score 35 points or something. He just goes stupid in Paris, and then Miles Turner's going band for band with him from deep.
Yeah,
I can see that. Okay, guys, I have one pick left officially, and then we're going to start getting to all the comments. So I know Tommaso already has some comments going, but I would love it if you guys continue to drop the comments down below. Of course, if you guys are on YouTube, hit that subscribe and like button. Has a big impact on what we're trying to do. A very positive impact. And it's just like if you like our content, if you think we provide you guys value with this NBA bet and stuff, yeah, we just greatly appreciate it if you did drop a like down below, subscribe on YouTube. And one last thing too, obviously Props Madness. This was a very great example on how you can use Props Madness, right? So if you're looking to find like, okay, so it is a good matchup for him to pick and pop, right? So it's like obviously you look at this, Spurs allow a ton of above the break threes, a ton of points to pick and roll man. So how does Miles Turner fare in like these positive matchups? So we could go to opponent rank versus play type like we just did. We could do bottom half of the league at pick and roll defense. That's awesome. And then opponent rank versus zone. That's his dominant zone too. So we could filter out like some of the tougher matchups there. Yeah, and it just like keeps on getting better as soon as you swipe. Is like the more you do it. So yeah, it just like it's very good, but also the 3-point zone is probably not like the less important thing, right? You want to do play type for this one. So yeah, and then you see 14 out of 21, bottom half of the league. Even let's keep on going. Let's see if we do like that. Yep. So yeah. This is just props madness on full display. Code SB25 gets you 25% off. Let me quick get that going. Yeah, SB25 25% off all months. It's not only the first month. So yeah, it's usually $20 a month. You can get it $15 per month forever with code SB25. All right, fourth and final play here. I'm going with an under. I'm fading Christian Brown under 12.5 points, minus 110 at DK. So obviously Denver, clean injury report here. We should get
Tough transition matchup, I'm guessing, as well, along with everybody healthy.
Yep. So we go to Jokic, Murray, and Gordon all in. And when that's the case, he's under in 11 out of 17 games. And yeah, what JJ just said. Transition. Christian Brown is insanely reliant on transition. The Kings have been the best transition defense so far in the league this year. Everyone gets back on defense besides Sabonis, who sometimes crashes the glass, but he's even pretty mobile. So yeah, number one transition defense in the league. The Kings are also. So obviously, I showed you guys that Christian Brown scores 37% of his points in transition. He just like, if you go to the NBA website, dude, his transition frequency is absurdly higher than everyone else on the Nuggets. So I think he actually like leads the league in fast break points. I think I heard that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, like he's absurdly good in transition and
He'll
absurdly.
be the first one down the court when someone gets a rebound.
Yeah, and then JJ, if you look at this, you wouldn't expect this from like 6'4" Christian Brown, but 64 of his points come in the restricted area. Kings allow the second fewest points per game in the restricted area. It's like the one area where they're pretty good at defending is the restricted area.
That's the most important area to cover for Christian Brown. You take away the rim and the transition, he's not doing anything. Very inconsistent 3-point shooter.
Oh yeah, he'll get his spot up looks, right? But like what you just said, consistent. He'll have to knock him down. And yeah, just like even 17% of his points come from spot up, 37 from transition. It's like not even close. Like how little he does in the half court offense, honestly. And even like the cuts might get taken away, right? If they Kings do a good job of like taking away stuff at the rim. Let's see the cuts. Like that's what cut is too. So another thing is we could filter. So we have the filter with Jokic, Murray, and Gordon in. Like I said, Denver is at full strength here. We can go to versus opponent rank versus defensive play type. Let's take out the bad transition defenses. So this is top half of the league. Obviously, guys, Kings are number one. So yeah, this is just versus the top half of the league in transition. With Jokic, Murray, and Gordon, you can see he's only averaging 11 points. That's compared to a season average of 13.9. And then he's under in 9 out of 12 games. So yeah, this line is widely available at every single book. It's a playable line, which is awesome. And yeah, I think that honestly, like you wouldn't think of like the Kings as like being the worst matchup in the league for Christian Brown, but they quite literally might be. So yeah, I think there's a lot to like with this Brown under. Do you got any final input on this?
I mean, outside of what we covered, nothing else. Just transition, everyone's back. Because I played that before for that same reason.
Mm-hmm. You faded him in this spot?
Yeah. Not in this matchup, but like another like tough transition matchup.
Yeah, for sure. And also like 12.5 is a pretty high line, not gonna lie. Dude, I remember I think I got Christian Brown at 10.5 maybe like a week and a half ago against the Nets.
He typically hovers between 10.5 and 12.5.
Yeah. I haven't seen this 12.5 line though in a while. I think he was 9.5 against Orlando too. I mean,
I think it's because he had a good game.
Yeah.
I think he had back-to-back good games.
No, he definitely
just in general.
Yeah, he definitely did. So we're selling high. We're treating the betting market like the stock market.
Yep.
Selling high, baby. Yeah, he has been hooping. No doubt about it. But I'm willing to sell high. Yeah, like against where's this Brooklyn game? Yeah, this game I remember he got over barely and he shot 100% from the free throw line, 100% from the 3-point line. Like the Nets are a terrible transition and spot up defense, and this was without Aaron Gordon. This is 10.5. Then he has a couple shit games. Then he has some good games, and now he has a terrible matchup and he's at 12.5. So we're playing Christian Brown stocks like the stock market for real. Okay. Okay, JJ, you ready to get into some of the comments?
Yeah. You want to know something interesting?
What's up?
So you know how I bet on Julius Randle over 11.5 RA, right?
Yep.
Finishes with 9. Guess how many rebound chances he had? He had 6 rebounds.
16.
21.
Holy shit, dude. So that was a really good bet too then. What was his potential assist?
Let me check. I don't think it was nothing crazy. I think it was at 5.
Damn, dude. That's
It was at 5. 3 assists.
That's actually terrible, bro. That's actually terrible. What did he end at? 9 or 10?
Yeah, he ended at 9. So I just needed 3 RA to go over.
Willie Rose said Devin Vassell. Dude, if Wemby's like going try hard this game, he could like ice out his teammates, to be honest. So this line's like weird. There's like a 19.5 to 17.5. Let's just do the middle. Spurs have been allowing a lot of catch and shoot stuff. I think that's like more so Vassell's game. Also a fair bit of pull-ups. I'm not really a Vassell guru. Like I don't really know what he does a ton. Is it more so pull-ups and catch and shoot? Get to the rim a little bit.
I'm about to look it up real quick.
Transition, spot up, pick
It's
and roll.
been a decent amount of like catch and shoot, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, seems like he's kind of all over the place.
It's like a mix. He likes to get to the rim, a little bit of catch and shoot. It's a little bit of everything.
He's like a three level guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, dude, Willie, I'm not gonna lie. Like, no matter like what we find out of this, I just wouldn't play it because, like I said, Liam is very adamant that Wemby's gonna take 35 shots here. So, I mean, if that's the case, dude, it's just like not gonna be much room for everyone else to eat. His line just keeps on. Wemby's line's already up to 29.5. Holy capper! You know, like the cappers like are nuking. Dude,
40% frequency for pull-ups last 10. 43% on the season.
Dude, capper is like the worst name ever. Like I cringe every time I hear the word capper. Like what the dude, honestly, what is a capper? Like what's like the real definition of a capper? Like a liar? Like they be capping? like what the fuck are we talking about? Like I'm so serious. What is a capper?
Let's see what Google says.
A capper. I'll look it up actually too. What is a capper? A more surprising, upsetting, or entertaining event or situation than all others that have gone before. What are we talking about? A capper? What is a capper in sports betting? What is a capper and what should I go on Reddit? I don't really trust Reddit. YouTube's about like some like bullshit's about to like pop up. A handicap. Oh, a handicapper. Yeah, okay, that actually makes sense. Someone who has a system for handicapping games. I think that's like spreads though. Capping, capper. J sleeper capper. Okay, get back on track. Tommaso, do you want us to cap Hero over 27.5 PR? JJ, what's your cap on Hero?
I like Hero. What? Bucks are 25th as ball handler. No Butler. I think, right? Butler is out, right?
Butler's suspended for missing the team flight.
Oh God. So no Drew Smith, no Jimmy Butler. So over a 9 of 14. Let's see, did Bam miss any games?
I have the
13.
up with Bam and Jimmy. 11 out of 16, 30.2 PR. Bucks are kind of a bad rebounding team, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, maybe I am mistaken. They've been okay. Like the last 15 games.
Oh, yeah, points and rebounds 9 to 13. So with Bam, without Butler, without Drew Smith, and then look at bottom half.
Bro, don't filter out. Wait, actually, Drew Smith. Oh, does Drew Smith did he even play at all?
It used to get good minutes.
Oh, really? I just didn't know that. I like it for sure. Dude, the Bucks just don't allow stuff in the paint, dude. Like that's like, but Tyler Hero's like a pull-up shooter, catch and shoot guy, dude. He'll do all that shit.
It's gonna be all pull up and catch and shoot.
Yeah, that's
at least for this matchup, I would see.
I really like Bam, dude. But if Khalil Ware's playing, I don't like it. They're gonna start. The thing is, Leo made a good point last episode. Is that the Bam and Ware minutes have been like terrible. They were terrible against Portland, and it makes sense, dude. Like, what do you? Bam can't play the 4 on offense, dude. Like, that's not who he is.
Well, he just can't play offense.
Yeah, but that's true too. But if Bam's playing the 5 against Brook Lopez, dude, he'll get like that like little like shitty mid range he wants to take like every single possession, and it's 14.5 points. Oh, and yeah, and like what they were saying is that the Ware and Bam minutes were like atrocious last game, and Spo is quick to switch it up too.
Yeah.
Like, one thing is that like it makes sense to start 2 bigs against Milwaukee to counter the Lopez Giannis stuff, but yeah, strong lean to the over on Bam, strong lean to the over on Hero, strong lean to the under on Ware because I think there's a good chance he might not even start. But yeah.
Do you still think he would get 30 off the bench, 30 minutes?
It depends on game script. If it's a blowout, then yeah. If not, then no. I think maybe him and Bam share the court for like Bam gets his 32 minutes, 32 to 34 minutes. That leaves 14 to 16 for Ware. And then maybe like 6 overlapping minutes. I'd probably have him around like 20 if it's a close game. I could be wrong doing that. Monk over 5.5 dimes. Yeah, we talked about this last one. I think this is a great bet. I mean, I should have fucking betted. JJ, was it the last stream? Or was it mine and your stream yesterday where we talked about Monk?
Yeah. We talked about Monk and we talked about Fox.
Yeah, well,
because I was saying Fox doesn't really get like a lot of high potential. He's more like conversion rate, but Monk is the one that gets the potentials.
So Monk over in 16 out of 22 since the starting lineup change with these 3 guys, the 3 high usage guys, over in 13 out of 18. I mean, Nuggets like have been like allowing the most assists per game. Let's see, what are they on the year? Yeah, allow the most assists per game. I think that Jokic will mix in some at the level stuff against Monk too. He's a solid pull up shooter. It's got it getting juiced quick. So I mean, that was clearly a good bet if you guys made it earlier. But DraftKings still has a fine line. So yeah, it's definitely a good bet. I know you're on Brown, but I also think Westbrook under points is a good bet. Yeah, I think that makes sense too, for sure. Because Westbrook, very reliant at the restricted area, just like Brown. Pretty reliant on transition as well, just like Brown. The one thing I would say, though, Tommaso, is that Brown is more reliant in the restricted area and in transition than Russ. But JJ, what did you like Russ under?
Yeah, I kind of like it. I think I would lean under.
Let's see, 22.
I just know Christian Brown's tendency is a little bit better than Russell.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I go for Brown over Russell right now.
I agree. So yeah, Brown just like he's just more reliant at it, but like yeah, Russ is like a similar player to Brown for sure. Let's get paid. Let's get paid. That's what I'm saying. Say it with me. I need money. Yes, sir. I need money too, dude. And Zachary Eady got my pockets feeling empty. And Robert Dillingham. I definitely knew Rob Dillingham stuff last night too, which didn't go good. Okay. Good morning, Joshua. I hope everything's going good with you. Porzingis Day, let's go. Yes, sir, Tommaso. Yes, sir. Norman Powell over points. So I mean, they're playing the Wizards, dude. Actually, JJ, you're a Norman Powell guy, aren't you?
A little bit.
All right, yeah, you give us this one against the Wizards.
Against the Wizards. Let's see. I'm trying to check injuries and all that real quick. So Clippers, there's no injury report, but for Wizards, Brogdon's out per usual. So Wizards doing the usual thing. Brogdon, but Kuzma and Poole are in. So 25th in transition, 16th in spot up. So that's always a good start. So let's see. Since it was back to back, you think Kawhi plays here, right?
Yeah, for sure. Kawhi's like rested the last couple games.
Yeah. So over in 3 out of 5. Looking at points, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So over in 3 out of 5 with Kawhi, Zubac, and Harden. See 16 attempts, 17, 17, 10 against the Nets, but they won by fucking a million points. And then 17 attempts. So, I mean, I don't think that Nets game really counts. I don't even think that was a real game, to be honest.
No, the 1 by 59 is actually ridiculous.
Yeah.
The thing is, his usage has really stayed pretty much the same, even since Kawhi came back.
Yeah, and that's what's important.
So, like, I don't even think you really like if you just like do like with Harden. I think that's like could give you like a way bigger sample, and like it's like pretty much the same because Kawhi just like he's playing like what like 24 minutes. I mean, he doesn't really need to like touch the ball a ton to score. So his usage has really stayed very similar. I mean, they're playing the Wizards, bro. So yes, with Harden, he's over in like an absurdly good hit rate. They're playing the Wizards. It's like, and actually, this team is hard. Powell and Harden are definitely well rested too because they've had 2 days of rest now. Same with Kawhi. I mean, maybe you risk the okay. Kawhi's like now in his like 5th or 6th game back, and he's very close to ready to take away a ton of usage. That hasn't been the case so far.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no like real argument to the under besides that the spread is massive. So, yeah, I mean, transition. It's just like, dude, if you get usage against the Wizards, like that's all that matters, basically.
Yeah. So I filtered for 15 to 18 field goal attempts because that's about where he was at with Kawhi, and then against the bottom half in transition, and he's over in 6 to 8. So I like it.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. So yeah, I mean this is without the transition, but that's still 10 out of 15, 23.9. Yeah, 21, dude. This is really low. I think Powell is a good bet. I don't know, man. I'm probably not going to play it, but I do think it's a good bet. JJ, what about Kawhi first quarter stuff?
That is interesting. Let me see. So what, 4.5? Let's see. 3, 7, 4, 3, 3, 3. So getting about 3 attempts per game.
Like 8 minutes. I mean, what is the average per 8 minutes like last year?
That was my next thing.
I think it's fine. I don't know. There's a lot of variance in like first quarter props. I don't really see like a massive edge here, Tommaso, to be honest with you. If it was 3.5, yeah, for sure. 4.5. I mean, dude, he could so easily just like hit like 2 buckets and not hit a 3. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could talk with a 3.5 about this, and then 4.5. I think it's a stay away. Pace up spot versus the Kings, 19 RA last head to head. Yeah, so I could see you could sell me on a rebounds and assists. I don't think it's a good points matchup at all, to be honest. But 11.5 rebounds and assists. Let's see, with Jokic, Murray, and Porter. Oh my goodness, he's been cooking, dude. Honestly, I might just go to games without Aaron Gordon because their minutes are really not overlapping at all. But I'm also going to take away, or when did Aaron Gordon get hurt? Let's see. JJ, do you want to quick? Can you
The
quick
first time or the second time?
second time when Russ actually moved into the starting lineup?
Let me see.
Because it's been blowouts, yes, but I don't envision like the 36-minute games. I think like his ceiling is like 33. Also, floor is like 24.
Let's see. Here. So maybe like December 7th.
December 7th. Okay.
Might be before that. But that's when they made the lineup change.
Okay. So yeah, I'm not so sure. Let me just quick check out because a lot of those games were without Jokic too. I like the matchup. I think it's fine. Russ definitely gets a lot of assists in transition, which isn't great.
Okay, so look after. Okay, so that was the first one. The second one after December 25th to January 12th.
December
Before
25th.
January 12th. Yeah.
Okay, so I filtered out some of the high minute games, but like, yeah, this is pretty good stuff. I mean, averaging 14.4 rebounds and assists. Obviously, he's not going to play like these 36 minutes, but like, I don't want to take away what he did in a permanent basis in these games, which is like triple doubles and shit.
Yeah, so like right when that 14th, the game of the 14th, that's when what's his face came back, Aaron Gordon.
I think it makes sense. To be honest, like yeah, he stayed under against Orlando and Miami. Like those are some tough matchups. I think it's a fine bet, Con. I don't have a strong lean either way, but I think it's fine. Jay, did you have like a strong lean either way?
I don't. It's just kind of a toss up for me. But I mean, as far as like matchup, maybe yes. Just because of the pace up spot.
What do you think the Kings are playing that fast? Oh, okay, they're 10th fastest. Okay, for some reason I thought that they were a little bit slow.
No, they're fourth fastest pace in the last 10.
Okay. Okay, Fox over PRA. Look, Tommaso, it's a great number. It really is a great number, dude. I just like where is this? The assist is a good matchup for sure. The points, I personally just want to wait for and hope Fox has another stinker here so I can buy it the next game. Look, it's definitely a great number. Okay, it's a great number. 32.5, 33.5, which is at most places. Definitely a good number. However, look, Jokic plays at the level a lot. I don't know why you would play drop against Fox and like let him shoot pull ups all game. It sounds like a terrible defensive plan. So yeah, Jokic sometimes does play drop against Fox. It makes zero sense to do so, in my opinion. So if Jokic is going to be up, obviously that's fine for assists, but not good for points. And yeah, Kings are also on the second night of a back-to-back. They just played a pretty long game against Golden State. I could think it was like they made a comeback and stuff. Nuggets have been rolling. I know the Kings have been rolling too, but Nuggets have been rolling too. There's kind of a big spread, so that's like another thing that isn't great. What I'm personally gonna do, Tommaso, is I'm gonna wait for who do the Kings play next? Let's see, Kings. I always do that. Kings schedule. And I just spelled that wrong. Schedule. Yeah, the Knicks. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I'm gonna what I'm gonna do genuinely is like wait for. I hope that I'm just gonna hope and pray that Fox does it terrible tonight, and then bet at the next game. But yeah, I totally agree. Fox is in a great buy spot. I just don't love the points matchup. You got any take on this, JJ?
Yeah, usually when everyone's healthy with this starting lineup, tends to like not score as much. And that's kind of what I'm worried about as far as PRA.
See, that's since he was on a heater for a bit, but he's kind of I don't know. I just don't like the matchup personally for him to score, but like I totally get the intrigue of wanting to buy low here, especially against a Nuggets team that just is not a good defense either. Plays fast. So yeah, Wemby under's got to be the play. Uh, Joel, I don't know. I totally get like the line is like way too high. Like the spot is like totally baked into the number, but I think the spot actually does matter. If I'm gonna be honest with you, like I don't know, Liam. Like I said, I said this earlier when I use Wemby 20 plus as a leg to reduce some juice, but yeah, Wemby just apparently according to Liam, who's a Spurs fan, watches every Spurs game. Like he just like doesn't try to attack the rim every game. Like he just kind of paces and shoots threes when it comes to like because it comes down to like energy exertion and stuff. And he's very sold that this is going to be a Wemby try hard game, similar to like how it was against the Knicks. So I don't know. Yeah, but Joel, I mean, this line is way too high for being honest. What do you think about this, JJ? Sabonis 20 plus points and Monk 7 assists.
Let me see. I know Sabonis been getting used a lot. Let's see. I don't mind it as long as he's like efficient. I know you can go at Jokic. So I wonder what the odds on those are at.
Yeah,
Kind of like that.
Shoto should have dropped the odds. I mean, we talked about it. We literally talked about both plays. Liam played Sabonis over 18.5 as an official, and then someone commented on Monk, and it's like I talked about the correlation between the two. I can quick pull it up, but there's amazing correlation between the two. Sacramento Kings, if we go to on the court, so if we go to Sabonis, let's just look at Sabonis right now. 20.94 points per 36. We put Monk on the court. And like I said, 20.94. Let's wait for it. Put Malik Monk on the court. 21.81. Okay, shit. I thought it was gonna be like a way better difference. That's not really a big significant difference, but it is. It's something. And then I know like if you go to on the court, Domantas Sabonis, Malik Monk right now is at 6.31 assists per 36, and then 6.88. So there's definitely some good chemistry going on between them. Correlates good, obviously. I don't know what the price is, but I like it. Tommaso, thank you as always. Have a good day. Tommaso, you have a great day as well. And thank you as always for being active in the chat. Lines aren't out, but I think Jeremy unders might be a good look. Who are they playing? Oh yeah,
spot up shooting Magic.
Yeah, for sure.
As long as another team doesn't shoot 52% from three, I think everybody's chilling.
Yeah, I'm a little butthurt about Dick. Fucking Dick. Dick wants to go over his PR line and shit. Dick. But no, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Jeremy Grant's like been ridiculous. He's like literally gets no usage basically. He's like basically only a spot up guy. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, Magic should be Magic could blow them out too. Is it in Orlando? Yeah, it's in Orlando. Yeah. And Paulo and Franz should both play here. Portland, yeah, for sure. Jeremy Grant is low usage guy, very spot up reliant, depending on what we get for the line. But yeah, I definitely would love to fade Jeremy Grant in this spot. Been betting on Jeremy Grant a lot recently. I think I've bet on like 2 of his last 3 games that he's played in. I faded him against the Rockets and then bet his over against the Heat and won both of them. So I'm feeling good about my Jeremy Grant tuition right now. Jake Lynn said Anthony Simons under 4.5 assists, a good look.
I think it's a solid look. I think if Scoot's starting like he has been, he's gonna be taking a lot of the ball handling responsibility. So I like it from that aspect.
Yeah. Scoot's been playing a lot of minutes, that's for sure. Did Scoot start last game? He must have. He played 34 minutes. Yeah, as long as Scoot's, Simon's going to be more so an off ball player, kind of, or like a sharing on ball duties instead of just dominating them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He
so
started the last 2 games. Third game did not, but then started the 2 before that. So 4 out of 5.
To be honest, Jake, this thing is like mad juiced, and 4.5 kind of, I don't know. I think it's a solid look, but this juice is kind of unplayable in my opinion. Yeah, I like the it's for plus 350 is the Sabonis 20 plus and Monk 7 assists. Hell
I
yeah,
like
dude.
that.
That's a really good bet, Shoto. At plus 350 because that's like correlated so well too. That's like insanely correlated well. I think that's a go. That would be a go for me. All right. Do we have any more comments? If you guys do want to get some more, I'm going to quick recap what we went over in this show. But if we do have more comments, just keep on dropping them. Okay. So, yeah, the official plays for today, Straight Betting's going to be out of business tomorrow if Kristaps has a stinker because Liam played over 16.5 points. JJ played over 25.5 PR, and I played over 26.5 PRA. So, yeah, you guys, Kristaps, bro, you better show up tonight, or else your boy's gonna be selling this webcam, selling this laptop. It's gonna be bad. This is a cool little parlay me and Liam made in hour one. Wemby 35 plus and 10 plus rebounds, capturing like the massive Wemby game, and then Kristaps 20 plus points. That was like, yeah, what was it, plus 1170? This is a play for me today. Scotty Barnes over 6.5 assists plus 105 at DK. I'm just going to quick show off these beautiful tools once again. Remember, guys, you can access this as well. You can make sports betting I don't want to call it insanely easy. You can make sports betting very less challenging by having tools like this where you can just see a line, see the
I
hit
would
rate,
say it speeds up the process
significantly.
significantly.
Yeah. If you're spending 4 hours, 5 hours a day researching bets, your ROI is not going to be good, even if you're winning bets. So it's like time is money. Yeah. So this is non-injury games with RJ and Quickly. This is just absolutely beautiful stuff. 8.2 average, over in 14 out of 17, and of course the Atlanta assist giver uppers allow the most assists over the last 15 and last 10 games. So a pretty good sample size of Atlanta being ass at preventing assists, even though Scotty actually one of the games he went over was against Atlanta or under, but whatever. Next play that I gave out was Turner over 1.5 3-pointers made, and then Wemby to score 20 plus points. If we go down here, use Props Madness once again, Miles Turner. So as you can see here, I'm on Pascal. As you can see here with Miles Turner's threes. And actually, if you guys have DraftKings, please play this and don't use the Wemby leg because minus 125 is an amazing price on DraftKings. It's pretty off market, but yeah. If you guys are just here now, this is free game. This is a line that I would play over my little two-legger one, obviously. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, just get into this right away. Over in 23 out of 40, Miles Turner. Spurs allow the 6 most points per game to the pick and roll man, which is how Turner gets most of his threes, pick and pop. Spurs allow the 3rd most above the break threes and like the pick and roll man stuff. I mean, Wemby plays drop coverage and just allows pick and pop stuff. So now we can filter this, use versus teams that are below average at defending the pick and roll man, because that's Miles Turner's dominant play type. So if we go to opponent rank versus dominant play type, this is bottom half of the league teams. Then you see Turner, instead of having like a 53% hit rate or to the over or whatever it was, now he's up to 2/3. So 14 out of 21, he's over in. That's just the brilliance of Prop Madness, fellas. Code SB25. Get you 25% off for life per month. Okay. So and then Wemby 20 plus points, dude. He better get 20. Like, come on, bro. In Paris. All right. Christian Brown under 12.5 points. This one was one of the most nerdy plays I've probably made ever. But where is it? Yeah. So best team in transition defense, the Kings are. Christian Brown, 37% of his points. That's actually like a ton. Like I said, I do think I saw a stat saying he leads league in fast break points. So very transition reliant. Also, Christian Brown, very restricted area reliant. If we go to the Kings, you go to opponent defense. Kings allow the second fewest points per game in the restricted area. So genuinely a terrible matchup. And then if we go to with Jokic, Murray, and Gordon, he's under an 11 out of 17 to begin with. And then if we do the filter of versus, where is it? Dominant play type. And then this is just good transition defenses above average. So in the top half of the league in transition defense, then he is under in 9 out of 12. So yeah. Good stuff there. All right. We didn't get any more comments. So it looks like it's time to wrap it up. JJ, you got anything to say before we head out?
Porzingis better come in for us. We need it.
I'm actually like a little bit stressed out about that Celtics game. Because Kristaps, we need you, man. We absolutely, positively need you. So let's go, Kristaps. Okay. Well, that's going to do it. Like I said, Props to Madness, if you guys want to use this tool, code SP25 for 25% off. And of course, if you guys are on YouTube, if you guys would like to subscribe, like the stream, if you guys appreciate the content we do, it goes a long way for us in supporting us. And it's just like a little thing. So if you were to like and subscribe, like this video, subscribe to the channel, we would appreciate it a ton. All right. Well, that's going to do it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. No early stream. Just me and JJ will be back at the same time, 9:45 a.m. Eastern time. So make sure you guys are here for that. And also, by the way, before you guys leave, JJ, we're streaming today, right? Pre-tip?
Yeah.
Yep. So I think we decided on 6:45 Eastern time. So 15 minutes before, there's only one 6 o'clock game, and a lot of the games with big injury news kind of start later. So, but there's so much back-to-back stuff. There's so much injury news. There's just like a ton of stuff to touch on. So we are going to be live tonight right here on Straight Betting to break down injury news and react to stuff live in time. I think these are like the best lines you can bet, the ones that have the most value. They just dropped. They are close to tip, which means that limits are typically higher. So if you are a high stakes bettor, you can get down what you want. And yeah, just betting before tip, reacting to injury news is fun, and there's a lot of edge to be had. So make sure you guys tap in with us tonight at 6:45 p.m. Eastern time. All right, well, that's going to do it. We will see you guys tomorrow.